This season 4 cliffhanger is so major. We see Emily is about to move to Rome. We've got a new country with a new guy.
I think you are going to be happy here.
I'm already happy.
And we see Gabrielle is gonna go try to fight for her.
Where exactly in Rome is she?
How did you react when you found out this is where the story's going?
I was honestly really excited because a few years ago, Darren said that his dream was to be able to take it to Rome, and I just didn't know how that would happen. And so when it became this year, I was so excited to see why she was going and who she was going for. Would she stay? Would she not? And so the hope is that we get to go to a season 5 so we can explore more of Rome and more of Italy. But I was really excited for Emily to kind of turn on her vacation mode. At the very last moment of the show, you see that Gabrielle is like, I made a mistake, I have to go. And she's like, I'm living my best life over here and I'm trying something new. And she leaves her phone inside her apartment, which was my idea. I really wanted us to see Emily put her phone down for a minute and just embrace the present, and I just love that for her.
As a romantic as well, I like a fight. I like to fight for what I believe in. I'm never scared to get disapproval or get rejection, or I think it's the best way to get over something is to give it your all. So yeah, I'm excited for him to go to another city to fight for her. It's not like it's the first time he's fighting for her. I've shot 2 entire seasons where if you put like together all the moments where I'm like standing on the sidewalk looking at Emily walking away, you could have probably 1 episode. So it's just another day in Gabrielle's life.
I got like chills and goosebumps. I loved how they did the door fake out, but also when she opens the door and you're like, oh my gosh, that was 4 seasons ago where she did that in Paris. I'm excited for her. I think it's fun. I love that she leaves her phone too. It feels like a new Emily.
I was like, whoa. First it says that we're coming back here, which is great. And I love the idea that she gets out of that, the big thing like Alfie, Gabriel. I say, because I kept on saying last season, she has to go and meet somebody else. It's just impossible.
You got your wish. You met a great Italian man.
It happened. A great, charming Italian guy.
She's moving to Rome.
For that Marcello guy?
What is the biggest obstacle standing in this could-be couple's way now that Emily's kind of got a new guy and a new life on the horizon?
I think we hit it on the head in the second half, which is there's so much wrong with their communication. And I think it was a beautiful argument and expression of self when Gabrielle and Emily have this conversation in the restaurant where he finally unloads and expresses himself, but it's in French, and all she wants to do is understand, but she can't, and it's so heartbreaking, but it's also so logical. Communication really is a big thing for them. So again, I hope Emily gets to learn some more French and continue to, but also maybe she's gonna learn some Italian. I mean,
is he gonna fight for her in a different kind of way? Is this a relationship you're fighting for?
I feel like she got a message from that, monologue in French in the restaurant when he storms at her, and I believe he's probably willing to move things around because he wants it to work and he still wants it. Yeah, they grew a lot on season 4 as well. They've been, confronting a lot and addressing a lot of things. It was the first time in 4 seasons, so I feel like if they want this to work, they're gonna have to do what's necessary, but I feel like they know what you have to do.
Samuel, you're very famous for your quote about how these relationships are toxic.
It's toxic. It's toxic.
I think all those relationships are toxic. They should just get away from each other.
Listen, I had some thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not be a little toxic? No, for real. For real.
That's your quote for E.T.? Why not be a little toxic?
No.
Why not be a little toxic? Samuel, open the headline. Do not put our faces with that quote.
Please do it again. Please do it again.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, listen.
Did it again.
I restart. Let me rephrase it.
Go ahead.
A little toxicity is good sometimes. No.
No.
My bad.
Toxicity is fine to deal with when you don't willingly walk into.
No, what I meant to say is it makes great stories, and that's what.
Yeah, we got there. We got there.
That's what I wanted to say.
Great.
He makes great.
You and I have talked a lot about geometry over the years.
Yes.
It feels like we're now at a pentagon because you've got Emily, Gabrielle, Marcello, and then I still want to give a shout out to Alfie, who was kind enough to say to Gabrielle,
You still have a chance to get her back.
How? She's with him now.
Only because she's not with you.
and now you've got Genevieve in the fold. So how do these characters fit into this next batch of episodes that hopefully we're gonna get to see?
Alfie he's so key to the Emily family, and there's so much fun to be had with his character, and I think, they work together, so they've got to find some semblance of a relationship to kind of be able to still work together, and I think that he brings out a real wit and charm and sassiness to Emily, so who knows what will happen there. And Genevieve is a great addition because there's a threat now for Emily, in a sense, and I don't think we really know, and maybe we'll never know, if she came in with intentions of being threatening or she just kind of saw a space for herself. But I think regardless, it's teaching Emily to kind of be on her toes and on the lookout a little more too.
I was always sad of this Team Alfie, Team Gabrielle thing because, they were trying to create separation to conquer and to create some buzz, but I would have focused on the bromance because we're friends, and they're friends in the show, and the fact that he's the one telling him, no, it's not over, go get her, it says a lot about their friendship dynamic. And Genevieve is just like, they probably woke up one day and they were like, we're missing a bit of chaos in this show, and let's put some oil, some salt, some gas, and a TNT and see how it goes.
This is who I am. And this is what I want to do. And if that threatens or upsets you, then you don't deserve to have me in your life.
We were rooting for Mindy and Nicolas, but unfortunately it kind of seems like he wasn't supporting her at a time when we really needed him. So what do you think is in store for Mindy as we move forward?
Well,
romantically and professionally?
I think that was probably the hardest scene for me personally to film ever, because me and Paul have never spoken that way to each other, and he's the most understanding and kind, but we really had to separate ourselves that day and really be actors that day. But I felt like it was a really adult kind of breakup because it wasn't one that was screaming and crying and toxic and all this stuff and lies. Both of them were just being dead honest. Both were being very strong in what they wanted, and she just had to calmly walk away.
What matters to you more, some silly song contest or me?
I'm such a Ashley and Paul stan. I love the two of you as a couple.
So
To
are we.
watch the two of you sit across from each other and get to enact a breakup, was that therapeutic or was it a little terrifying?
It was really hard because also that was the scene that he rapped on, and it was such an ironic thing because it's like I don't think, to be frank, I wouldn't be alive or be part of the season 4 if it had not been for this man across from me. We're on set very much, all of us are, there's a levity, and we all love our characters and know them so much so we can be in it. And that was the one day we had to kind of sit apart, and he put in his music, and we had to really be in that place, or else we wouldn't have been able to do it, I think. But I'm glad it came out the way it did.
Camille, I want to go to you. When you and I were together in Paris 2 years ago, it was announced that Camille was expecting a baby, and you very honestly said,
"Are you going to be wearing a baby bump in season 4?"
I hope not.
Welcoming a little baby to your set. I mean, is that something that excites you?
Not at all. I think that's very hard and stressful because I'm always very afraid to hurt it.
Oh, you would
and
never.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. I kind of deal with babies. I love them, but I don't know how to do it.
you got your wish. You didn't have to do either. So was that you? Did you tell the writers, and I hope you honor my wishes, or was that a complete coincidence?
Well, I definitely talked to Darren about this. I'm like, please don't make me wear a big bum like the whole season. First of all, it's very uncomfortable. Second of all, that means that I will have a true baby in my hands. And honestly, I've been shooting with real babies, and it's really weird to me that I'm touching someone else's baby. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's not proper or anything. So I was like relieved when I learned that was a false pregnancy, and I was relieved that they said it's not that she lied, but she really took a test and then realized it was a false positive.
I'm adopting a baby. It's just that after everything that's happened, I just realized that's why I wanted a child.
So in a season 5, are you prepared that you might have to have a baby with you?
Well, I'm gonna talk to Darren and say, no, let's have a kid, not a baby.
Okay, so maybe like a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old.
Exactly, that I can chat with.
That's actually pretty smart.
Someone who can have conversations. I love it.
Oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
As a Britney Spears diehard day one stan, that Oops, I Did It Again cover that you do in the Crazy Horse absolutely shook me to my core.
Oops, I did it again till your heart got lost in this game, oh baby.
What was that like for you covering Britney? Was that your idea?
No, it was not, and I found out a day before I had to record it. But I think I was so happy with how we arranged it to be different from, because no one can cover Britney Spears. Britney Spears is Britney Spears. But the most fun for me was that I had taken my whole team to go, my hair and makeup team to go watch Crazy Horse, because they hadn't, and Bruno came with us, and that was his first time there. And he was like, can I be in the Crazy Horse scene now? And after watching it.
Next season.
Yeah.
Next season. It feels like everyone's growing up in a really beautiful way. Emily's got like a non-toxic boyfriend starting over. Gabrielle got a Michelin star. Mindy's going to judge Chinese pop star. Camille's going to adopt a baby. So how long do you see us continuing with these characters? How much story is left to tell?
Good question.
We keep, reinventing them, and at the end of the day, we don't know that much about these characters.
Yeah.
Because we've been focusing on their relationships and the way they deal with other people and dynamics that we don't really know what they can or cannot do.
Deep down,
you know? So it's infinite.
If we are exploring the mom side a lot, we can also explore her work side, because we did see her in a few episodes at the art gallery, but we don't know how it evolves. And romantically, maybe she can be back with Sophia. I don't know.
We've been introduced to new layers of all these characters, so we have to explore what that
And also
is.
some characters never met each other. So
We even never had scenes together, us three, like really, so that needs to happen.
I love playing Emily. I hope we get to do another season. I hope we get to explore more. I'm down to experience life with Emily for as long as people really enjoy the show, and I learn a lot from her, so I'm very, very grateful.